Hi, Intro to Mass Communication students. I'm really excited this week to present a new platform to you. I hope you'll be interested in. Some of you may have some experience with podcasting. For others, this may be very new. But I will be introducing you to a free online voice recording service called Vocaroo, Vocaroo, and you'll find an introductory video in Blackboard and to sort of walk you through the steps. But it's really quite easy. Once you go to Vocaroo, you hit record and you record your podcast, and then you hit stop, and you will go and grab the URL and post that to discussion board. And then for next week, you will go back and you'll review 4 other students' podcasts and leave them comments. Now, the focus of your podcast is going to be on the final project, and so it's not too early to start thinking about that. The semester's going fast. Your final project will be an essay of 1,500 to 2,500 words on a mass communications issue of your choosing. And so if there's something we've been discussing over the semester that you'd like to elaborate on, do some more research on, this is a great opportunity to pursue that or to come up with an idea of your own. This project will be worth 195 points. And in your podcast, I'd like you to describe your topic, talk about maybe what some of your research questions would be, what would you like to answer, if you have ideas for sources that you might like to use. You're welcome to use primary sources. Primary sources include conducting interviews, doing surveys, polls, crowdsourcing using social media, and of course secondary sources, reading articles, journal entries, watching videos, TED Talks, things like that. So in your podcast of about 3 minutes, I'd like you to start formalizing your final project idea. And then you will find more information on the final project on Blackboard this week. So you'll be reading the rubric and outline of what you'll be graded on and what we're looking for in the project. But that rubric is also found on the left-hand side of Blackboard. It's available to you now as its own folder. And this week we are beginning Module 2. And so we are moving on from some of the basics and looking in detail a little bit more on journalism and storytelling. And so the focus this week will be primarily on community journalism and the role that plays. And you might want to think of your community newspaper, their editorials, the stories that they choose to cover, and how important local news is. But also these neighborhood and niche publications that can be really interesting and of great value. And then I would like us to sort of wrap up media ethics and law, and hopefully complete some of those chapter work. So it's a busy week. I hope you have fun playing with the new platform in the podcast. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what ideas you come up with for the final project. And again, you're welcome to start researching that. I have a article on note-taking, and it's really important when you're doing research to figure out how you're going to track your sources. And I'd also like you to be thinking about what makes a good source. And so thinking about what is the motive behind the source. How are they profiting? So are they a nonprofit, or are they selling ads, or are they being funded by a particular group with an agenda? If you're looking at online sources, you can also take a look at the URLs. That's very important. We tend to consider .govs, .edus as a little bit more reliable source, but that doesn't mean a .com or .org isn't okay. I just ask that you take a very careful look at really who's behind the site, and are they authorities? How do they know what they know? And the same is true if you are interviewing someone. Why are they willing to talk to you? How do they know what they know? Are they able to back up what they're saying? And you'll be formulating a thesis statement. And for your final project, we'll be using MLA style, which you were introduced to in English 1. And again, using a works cited page to make sure that we are tracking your resources. So again, be thinking creatively and have fun with the podcast. If you have any problems with the technology, let me know. You're welcome to come to campus. The library can offer resources for recording. Many of you will be able to just do the recording right on your cell phones. and there are lab hours available at the college in room A 2025. So if that's something that interests you, I'm happy to make those hours available to you. Okay, have a great week.